Coming to you from Rockingham, IPL Radio.
And we're back, and we have some people in here for an interview. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Hey guys, so we're from Curtin Consulting Group. My name is Taryn Via. I'm the president of the organisation.
My name is Colby. I'm the project manager for the Child Cancer Research Foundation project.
And I'm Sherilyn, and I'm working on the IPL radio project.
Amazing.
So do you guys want to tell us a little bit about what you guys do? Like, we got a little bit from you last time you were here.
Yeah.
But I guess you're the boss, so you can tell us all of the things.
Yeah, so we're an organisation at Curtin University, and we help not-for-profits deal with business challenges that they're facing. So it can range from digital transformation to supply chain optimization to, improving the organization's strategy. So we've completed 22 successful projects since 2019. And so at the start, we mainly focused more on recommending like the ideal solution. But in recent years, especially since the start of 2021, we focused a lot more on actually implementation as well, just to make that transition between post-project to implementing a little bit easier. So we usually complete like phase 1, phase 2 implementation now as well. So after 2019, we estimate around after 2021, almost every second project is an implementation project. So that's really cool. And yeah, we just really like to give back to the community, and we connect talented students at Curtin with the consulting industry. It's a really great opportunity for everyone to get involved. And yeah.
So what was it that made you like come up with the group in the first place?
So I wasn't the founder.
Okay.
Yeah, so the founder was Christian. He founded it in 2019. I started with the group in 2021.
Okay.
I found out about it at Curtin's Guild Day. This was the first stall I went to, and the only one I signed up for.
They obviously sold it well then.
Oh yeah, very well. And I've just been with the group since.
Okay. And how about you, Colby? What's your experience with the group?
Yeah, my experience has been really good so far. I've been fortunate enough to work on 2 projects, one as a consultant and one as a project manager. So the first project I got to work on was Meals on Wheels, a brand that a lot of people know of. So that was a really exciting project and a good kind of introduction to the consulting and business world for me. But I think there's just no difference between being able to get students who are in university and really looking to prove themselves and give some real enthusiasm to the work that they do. And it's something that for the organisations we work with, such as Inspire Radio, it is usually people are really time poor. You guys have a lot of things that you need to be doing, and you don't really have the time to be able to do the sort of, problem-solving kind of in-depth analysis that we get to do. And it also helps that we have the time to do it because we're a uni and not hosting a radio. So, yeah, it really does help us out in that sense.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think I already shared like what I do on the project during the last interview.
Yeah. Maybe give us like a quick refresher or something.
Okay, yeah. So I started with Curtin Consulting Group back in 2021. I think second semester of 2021. So I've already done 3. This like Inspire Radio project will be my 3rd project already. So I've already done 2 projects as consultant, and this will be my first project as project manager. It's been really fun journey, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie. Like, you deal with so many different clients and like people from different industries, and like you get to meet so many different people that like solve their problems, and everybody has a different problems. It's always new challenges that gets bring to the table, and yeah, it's fun. Yeah.
So what are you guys doing here today besides being interviewed?
So previously Trees reached out to us and asked if we want to come on a radio program. So like Trees, like he just throws you on the radio program.
That's how we all got here.
Yeah, so like the last time I came from my client meeting with Trees, like we didn't even realize that we were going on radio, and Trees was like, come on the radio show, and I was like, that's why we are. And like my consultants were like shocked, to be honest. Like I didn't even tell them they were coming on a radio show. I told them they were coming for a meeting.
They were a little bit shy.
Yeah,
you could tell, but I think they enjoyed it.
Yeah, they did. Like after we left, they were like, "Oh, that's so cool. This is the first time I'm on the radio show," and I was like, "Yeah." And like so I think today really is just like just to let people know more about organization as a whole, because like we're I would say fairly new, because like we were established in 2019, so we'll like to be considered, like we'll probably be considered as like really young club, not as like it wouldn't be like a club that's like with a lot of years of experience really, but like we have come a long way since 2019, which is
How many
great.
members did you say you guys had again? Like it was like
Currently,
550.
yeah,
Oh wow, okay.
yeah, that's since 2019.
That's a pretty decent number.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're actually we are quite young in the sense that we're established semi recently, but we're actually really fast growing, and we've had a really strong presence in the Guild Awards at Curtin. Particularly last semester or last year, actually, we were able to win a prize for the fastest up and coming club. So it's a really, I guess it kind of encapsulates why we are here, which is that we are really trying to do a lot of positive work and also increase the amount of projects we take each semester.
Yeah.
So Taranvir mentioned that we've had 22 successful projects previously. And this semester is the first time which we're doing 4 projects.
Yeah.
So it really is a focus of being able to get new talent in next semester and really increase the outputs that we can have for the organisations we get to work with.
Yep.
And how on earth do you guys juggle this with your actual uni stuff? Because like I'm still thinking about going to uni eventually. I tried doing uni prep a few years back and had to move out of home, so I never ended up doing it. But like, yeah, like I can't even imagine, doing like a full unit, like, let alone doing extracurriculars as well as like managing projects and all that kind of stuff. So, like, what is your secrets?
So that's a great question. I'm not sure. So I started at Curtin Consulting Group with my first year at university. So in the very first semester, I was lucky enough to find this group. So I kind of learned how to manage that uni workload and the club commitments at the start. So it didn't come too hard as some of the other new people coming in. So it was a bit easier for me to balance that workload. But yeah, I think as much as I don't like to admit it, I do put a lot of priority on Curtin Consulting Group, and sometimes it does take priority over my uni work. And I don't like to admit that, but yeah, sometimes I do try and do more stuff with CCG than my uni work kind of takes.
I mean, I think that's what people might like slightly expect from the president, though.
Yeah. What about you?
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually mentioning about like uni students. So many people are time poor, and when assessment time comes around, you kind of expect the whole club to stop working. But because we have so many students from all different degree backgrounds, education, psychology, business, engineering, such as Taranvir, it means that we all kind of have our assessments spread out. So we actually, although everybody does have periods where we're definitely suffering and we can't get our CCG work done and our assignments and we have to make a decision to choose one, it's really interesting how like the diversity of our group really kind of shines through then and allows us to continue operating at a high level.
Yeah, I think it really boils down to like time management as well. So like Taranvir, like I started with CCG, like I literally stumbled upon this club on Facebook. I didn't even go for club day. I was on Facebook and it popped up as an advertisement. So I was just like, oh yeah, I'll go for it. And like I was talking to like the president of the accounting club, and she was like, yeah, go for it. It's a new club. And I was like, sign up for it. And I was like, okay, I don't even know if I'm going to get in anyway. So I went for the assessment center, did my best, and yeah, everything just fell into place. And I would say for like first time consultants, like we try not to overload them with like too much going on, like since being like their first semester. Like we don't really want to scare off our new members. So like normally what we'll do is like we have a good number. Like I would say like most of our project groups are like good size, so like we emphasize a lot on teamwork as well. So like in time, like during like a period where somebody has their assessment due that day and they can't work on that section, like really it's up to like the other team members to be like, oh yeah, I'll take your load. Or like the project managers would be like, yeah, I'm the one in charge of the project, don't worry about it, we'll take on your load, and like come back when you're like done with your assessments and stuff. So like I think there is this good teamwork that goes in. Like I would say it's an important factor in terms of like how we run our projects and like being able to manage our time well, really. Yeah.
So is there like a tough screening process to get in, or is like because you're making it sound like you audition to get in, right? Or
I
like-
wouldn't say it's an audition,
Or like
but
interview,
like
or
I think the only thing that scares me when I first applied was the fact that they're like we take in high level, like high achieving students, and I was
"Is
just
that
like,
me?"
and I was just like, oh fuck. Yeah.
For sure. We have our induction process. We have our applications. We get sent into us, and then from there we organise people into the people we want to have in an assessment centre, which involves going through kind of like a previous CCG case and kind of, I guess, breaking it down and seeing how the consultants would respond to that, or the students who are applying, and then we have interviews after that. And I can say for myself, because it was only last semester that I was there, it is a very daunting process to be in an assessment centre, irrespective of if it's for a uni club or for, you know, the career you've wanted for so long.
Yeah.
But it really is an enjoyable process, and it's something where I think lets our club stand out, which is that we do have an induction process which is more similar to the firms which the consultants will actually be applying for. So it gets you a bit of experience, and while it is definitely an intimidating process, it means that you're less intimidated when you go for the real deal, I guess, and it's not for your uni club, so
Yeah.
it is helpful.
I guess like from what all you guys have said, like one of the main things of this, like you learn how to like work in a team, but you also like have lots of real world applications for like when you actually get into your chosen careers,
Yeah.
and
So
it kind of like opens
yeah.
more doors for you guys.
Pretty much, because like we normally encourage like our members, like if they're consultants on like in our club, like what we encourage them is to like literally put CCG like during their time in CCG on their resume. It's counted towards professional hours anyway, so it's like non-paid intern in a way,
Yeah.
where you're actually working with real clients, real people, and you get real mentors from like the big consulting firms to help you along your journey.
And do you get like references from companies that you work with and stuff? Is that something that you can add to your resume, or is that not really?
If depending, because like so most of them they do. So like what we encourage is like during pitch night we have networkings. Like if you're really good and you stand out so much, like sometimes you might get like employed, like poached by like people from like auto consulting firms, and like you guarantee a job there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's
Cool.
a pretty I would say rewarding club to be in, really, because like it opens so many doors. Like it doesn't have to be like, oh, I only joined this club because I want to do management consulting. Like for me, I put CCG like during my time, like my experiences in CCG, and like it landed me an internship as well. So despite like not having professional.
And what do you like? I've forgotten your name already. I'm sorry.
Say T.
T.
Yeah.
Okay, T. What is your goal like career wise? Like, what are you aiming to get to when you get out of uni?
So this is a bit funny, but I'm in mining at the moment,
Okay.
which is not really consulting. I'm at Caterpillar with working with the autonomous haulage team, and so actually CCG really helped even in mining, because one of the first things we did was work on a process improvement. So fixing the end of month reporting, it was a lot of manual heavy work. So kind of automating that a little bit, and I just followed everything I did at CCG project wise. So do your issue tree, hypothesis trees. That was the first steps I did there, and even if you're going into a completely different field like in engineering or mining or oil and gas, like the skills are very, very similar, because it does come down to problem solving and how to solve a project, how to deliver a successful project as well. Career wise, mining engineering.
But like that's still like dream job type thing that you're going for, or is that something you're just doing for the time being? Like, do you have like the fabled dream job like that you're working towards as like a bright-eyed uni student?
Actually, where I'm at now is I do really enjoy it. When I first started uni, I did want to kind of get into the autonomous space, with the self-driving trucks and that sort of stuff. And then Caterpillar just happened to open up an internship, and it's kind of like a dream job now. And I'm really fortunate to be there, and I think just really happy that I managed to get that opportunity. And I think it would have been very difficult without CCG, if I'm being honest. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
How about you, Colby?
Yeah. So for me, I was actually fortunate enough. One of the best things about CCG is that we have industry mentors who are people from consulting firms who come and give us advice on our project. And last semester, I was lucky enough to have Tyler Morgan from Accenture be one of my project mentors. And since then, if you had to ask me what was my dream job, I probably would have had no real clue. But now it's definitely to be a senior consultant at Accenture. And working with them and being able to experience that culture, I guess from a standpoint of you're not at an industry networking event looking outside into a business and saying, okay, maybe I'd want to work there because this person has presented really nice. You actually get to see how the team interacts with each other and you get a bit more sense of the culture. So yeah, for me, CCG is definitely a stepping stone to be able to achieve a career in the consulting industry. And that wasn't my intention before joining CCG, but it's definitely been inspired me to lead that course.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I think for me, because I'm doing tax and finance, like obviously, like people will be like, "Oh, you're gonna be an accountant." So yeah, I think my dream job was like to be a tax accountant. So that's actually what I'm interning. But then again, I found out that like tax accountants don't just do tax accounting. They actually go out and meet clients, like pretty much like what I do with CCG anyway. So we go out meet clients, try and solve their problems, find out solutions to like how to solve their tax problems. So in a way, it boils down to like skills that can be utilized, like regardless of like what industry you are in, like similar to what Tarambia does in engineering. So it really boils down to like problem solving and like having like analytic skills, like good analytic skills, like which a lot of companies do look out for. And I think most students, they do come into CCG like wondering if they're good enough in that sense, like, oh, do I have the right skills to be a consultant? Like, do I have the right skills, like, and stuff like that. So I think what we want to do at CCG is like, help them build that self-confidence and like help them build that analytic skills and problem-solving skills, so that it gives them like an edge above like everybody else, like giving in terms of like having good how do I say it? Like, what's that word? Like, my brain's not working at the moment. Yeah, so experience. Yeah, so it gives them an edge and like have all this experience, like, utilizing their skills and like showcasing like to potential employers that like, oh, I've got this skill set like you're looking for, and like this is my experience working on this project using the skill sets that you're looking for. So yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, cool. Is there anything else that you guys want to add to the interview? Anything? Not really. Yeah.
I'd just like to say from the Child Cancer Research Foundation, they have their Cycle for a Cure coming up in, I believe, October, so in a few months' time. But registrations are now open. So for anybody who has a team of people who like to go cycling on weekends or just enjoy cycling around Perth, it's a really great opportunity to raise funds for children or for researching cures to childhood cancer. And research which is really achievable. A cure for childhood cancer is achievable, but it's just doesn't seem so. So a lot of people are afraid to commit to donating and things like that. But if there's a way that you could help out, the Cycle for a Cure really is that way. So look it up on Facebook and on Google, and you'll be able to find some links there.
Awesome. Thank you. I think, should we leave it there, guys?
Yeah.
We'll go to some music. I've got Bad Guy by Billie Eilish.